So if you could please put your hands together for Dr. Momotimi Agam. I hope I pronounced that well. Thank you so much for being here.
So, good morning, Shiriton. At least I pronounce yours better, right? Yes, so I have the privilege of not being caught within a particular tribe because for so many people, my name means different things to them. And that's what Shiriton was trying to do. She was trying to Yorubanize my name. Momotimi. Yes, my Momoti, right? But it's a Momotimi. And it's for, I mean, at least you're here, so let me let you know what it means. It means stay with me. And it's a job, right? From Bielsa. That's where I come from, even though I'm a Lagos brother. So clearly, that's what it means. You know, I used to use it those days while I was in the university to toast girls. You know, say, what's your name, Momotimi? It means stay with me. So if you're, so that's it. So, but it's okay. And I won a lot of them through that means, even though I'm retired now. So it's indeed my pleasure to be here this morning. I find it very interesting when I had to interact with the people. People ask me, why is it that you are always out? I'm always out because I work for the people. And if I'm not out to talk to the people, how will the people know exactly what is happening or what they should do? How the market should run? The market is about the people. It's not about, one building. It's about you and me. It's about how we drive this market. It's about how you feel about the market. I need to feel your pulse. I need to understand how you see the market. I need to understand your challenges in this market. I need to understand how we can move it forward. I need to understand what are the stumbling blocks. I need to see all of you in the market. The Nigerian statistics is very depressing regarding the market, regarding your involvement in the market, regarding what we are as a country to the market. We speak about 13 to 15%, right, of the market to GDP. It's appalling. South Africa is 300%. That dead place, but yet it means we are not involved. Right? 220 million people and counting, yet not 5 million is investing in the market. And who owns the market? You. 70% below 30 years, and yet you are not in the market. Perhaps we need to redo our statistics, and MBS needs to understand it better. Right? Because, of course, we are living and lying on the statistics we have been given by MBX. But how does that juxtapose with it was last week when CNN said Nigeria is the second country in terms of adoption of cryptocurrency. Is that not the market? Who are those Nigerians? Is that figured out in our relationship with the market and the GDP? So it becomes clearly important that I engage, that I come out, speak to people, get them to understand, and also, take in their queries, take in their fears, and find a way to resolve it. But today, commercial partners decided that they were going to be speaking so much English. We're talking about configuration of something. What are we talking about? Is it quantum physics? Right? So okay. Maybe that's the way we should go. Maybe that's how we should see it. So if that is the case, and that's the way we should see it, because, I look at the hall, and I'm excited. I'm excited because the only person that I think is older than me here, maybe Prof, and perhaps I'm in the same bracket with Dr. Mudalawan. I'm very sure I'm older than Professor Nana. Yeah? And I'm older than this man, even though he has white beard. Right? So look at the crowd. It's you. The first question before I start my keynote address, how many of you own an account, stockbroking account? If you own a stockbroking account here, raise up your hand. Use your hand just because raise it well. You see, we have less than 1% here. So see that man that owns the stockbroking account, he has white beards. That's why he owns the stockbroking account. Huh? The very young ones that own us, because you guys own us. You don't have a stockbroking account. You are not interested in the market. Why? Because you don't know the market. The market does not come to you, does not relate to it with you, and so you don't have any business with the market. But I said, one of the reasons why I had to fly in from Abuja this morning, I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning to make my first flight to be here because you are important. Not only that you are important, because I want you in the market. The market will die without you. We can't afford the market to die. Because something you probably don't know is that the market is actually the nerve center of the Nigerian economy. So it means that if you allow the market to die, you are allowing the economy to die, and you are allowing your pocket to die. And subsequently, you die. That's the truth. So, and that's why I'm here. Because of that importance. Because we need to continue telling this story to bring you in to understand what we are doing. I have this rare privilege of being the officer that actually registered Comercio partners. Right? As head of the Department of Registration, Exchanges and Market Infrastructure at the SEC. So my timeline is long. It's long. In this market, I've done 25 years. In this market. Before the market, I was in the university. I did 10 years at the university, so I'm not that young. Right? Before I jumped ship, knowing that the salary was not enough. Prof, well done. You get it? So I understand it. And of course, I have the rare privilege of now leading the market. So I have a responsibility in that privilege to turn around the market. And we are turning around the market. Because as at Friday, we had crossed the 82 trillion mark in terms of market capitalization. And we are moving further. That's only equity. If you add bond, we are over 132 trillion. And bonds and all of that is being driven by the commercials of this world. So it becomes really, really important that as we speak around what we are doing and what we need to do to be able to move this market further, we all must be on the table. And being on the table means that we must all contribute to exactly what we want to do. Well, I wear glasses only to look far. I read with my eyes. So it's an honor to stand before you today to discuss a transformative theme that captures the essence of our evolving economic landscape. Reconfiguration, from global trade to quantum innovation, a new economic era emerges. The world is at a pivotal juncture. Traditional paradigms and global trade, finance, and investment are being reshaped by rapid technological advancement, geopolitical shifts, and the emergence of groundbreaking innovations such as quantum computing, artificial intelligence, and blockchain. If you follow me, you know those are my areas. Those are my specific interests. today as we speak, because I follow the move of the world. As we speak, I've just signed an MOU with World Quant University. For those that know about World Quant University, it's the best in terms of financial modeling globally. It's in the United States of America. To do what? To get people to understand the dynamics of modeling and futuristic thinking with stochastic intention. That's exactly for the markets. How do we move that around? And for me, this is the future. For Nigeria and the broader African continent, this permits both unprecedented opportunities and formidable challenges. The shifting global economic order for decades, global trade has been the backbone of economic growth, driven by comparative advantage, supply chain efficiencies, and multilateral agreements. However, recent disruptions from the COVID-19 pandemic to geopolitical tensions, and indeed the trade tariffs from the US and others have exposed the vulnerabilities of over-reliance on traditional trade models. As nations recalibrate their economic strategies, the focus is shifting towards innovation-driven growth. The rise of digital economies, decentralized finance, the IFE, and quantum technologies signals a new era where intellectual capital and technological prowess will define competitive advantage. Quantum innovation, the next frontier, as it is called, means encompassing quantum computing, cryptography, and communication, promises to revolutionize industries from finance to healthcare. For capital markets, though, quantum computing could redefine risk modeling, asset pricing, and fraud detection, offering unparalleled speed and accuracy. This is the time for artificial intelligence. And in artificial intelligence, we're speaking to predictive or generative artificial intelligence. In Nigeria, we must ask, how do we position ourselves to harness these advancements? Just last week, we had the Genius Act. And I'm sure some of us haven't even heard about it. What is it talking about? How does it affect us? How is it related to the things we do and indeed to the capital market? I was fortunate to have symbolically, at the signing of the Genius Act, issued an academic paper on stable coins and national security in Nigeria. I still write. I still read. Because that is the only one thing that makes the difference. It's not your height, neither is it your size. It's actually the muscle of your brain. Regulatory agility. The SEC, Nigeria, is committed to fostering a regulatory environment that encourages innovation while safeguarding market integrity. We are actively engaging with fintech startups, blockchain innovators, some of whom I've seen here, and quantum researchers to develop frameworks that balance progress with investor protection. Indeed, we have started working on a composite framework for stablecoins and stablecoin issuance. More so, another thing that is becoming very popular and very instructive in view of our asset space, in view of our rich resources, is real-world asset tokenization. That is very, very instructive and very important. What does it mean for some of you that don't even know what it means? It means allowing each and every one of you have a piece of the national cake. Fractionalizing your ability to own gold, to own part of the oil field in my village and everywhere else. And that is critical. It must be driven by the capital markets. Investment in human capital, the future thus belongs to nations that invest in STEM education and digital skills. Collaborations between academia, industry, and government are critical to building a workforce ready for the quantum age. That group of persons is you. You are those that have the talent. If there's any asset in Nigeria, our first asset is the human talent. Not just human talent, young human talent. Today, countries like Japan and its cohorts are crying. They are looking out to the fact that they are getting extinct. They are looking at the fact that sooner than later, there will be nobody that will reside in their skyscrapers. But for us, we are optimistic that as we continue to grow, even by the year 2050, Nigeria will be among the top 7 most populous nations in the world. Let's take advantage of it. But that population will be useless if they do not have skills. They will be useless if they do not have talent. They will be useless if they don't have the hunger for knowledge. But it's important that we build public-private partnership. So quantum innovation requires significant R&D investment. We urge private sector stakeholders to collaborate with government in funding research hubs and pilot projects. Africa's opportunity in the new era is with its youthful population. An untapped potential can leapfrog into the quantum economy by leveraging blockchain for transparent capital markets, adopting AI and big data to enhance financial inclusion, creating innovation sandboxes to test emerging technologies. The SEC is leading in this regard. And so we have created what we call the regulatory incubation and the accelerated regulatory incubation. And what does that mean? Come and test. Then later we can see. Nigeria, as Africa's largest economy, must lead this charge. The SEC is exploring policies to support tokenized assets, digital securities, and green bonds, all aligned with a sustainable, tech-driven future. The reconfiguration from global trade to quantum innovation is not a distant prospect. It is unfolding now. To thrive in this new era, we must, first, adopt our regulatory framework, invest in cutting-edge research, and collaborate across borders and sectors. Let us therefore embrace this transformation with courage and vision, ensuring Nigeria and Africa are not just participants, but leaders in the quantum economy. I believe strongly that this is the time. It's indeed a wake-up call. But beyond a wake-up call, we must all have disciples to lead this charge. All of us here must make it a point of duty to say, yes, we are keen into these opportunities that have presented themselves to us on a platter of gold at this junction of our life, to making sure that Nigeria is not left behind. We have indeed started, and certainly there is no going back. Thank you very much.